Hey Fort Osage, on this week's episode we take a look at the Veterans Day Assembly and peek into the lens of the school security cameras.
We also highlight a student's unique sport and your weekend weather report coming to you after the break.
Hey Fordo, welcome back to Tribal Review. I'm Haley McGee.
And I'm Max Simons. Today is Friday, November 14th, 2025, and here's what you need to know at Fordo.
Raise some dough for the Fort Osage Band Booster Club by eating at Summit Pizza on Saturday, November 15th from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Mention the Fort Osage Band Booster Club and 10% of your purchase will go directly to the help support the band.
Now to our Friday forecast. Hey Riley, how's the weather shaping up for us this weekend?
Hey guys, warmer temps are heading your way for the weekend and beyond. I'm Riley Morris with your Friday forecast. Today we experienced a little bit of sun and a lot warmer weather with a high of 74 and a low of 58, with some clouds which will head into Saturday with a high of 73 and a low of 40. Back on Sunday, it'll drop down to 62 and a low of 45, but we'll see a little bit of more sun. And then when we come back to school on Monday, we'll experience some rain and a high of 63 and a low of 45. Well, that's it for your Friday forecast. I'm Riley Morris. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Riley. I'm excited for the warm weather to come back.
Me too. It's going to be some great weather to play some soccer in. Student Council put on the annual Veterans Day Assembly on Monday, November 10th. Tribal Review reporter Cannon Lahota highlights those who have served our country.
The annual Veterans Day Assembly at the high school was held on Monday, November 10th. Sophomore Emily Winiger was tasked with being cherished person of the Veterans Day Assembly. She feels it was an honor to be trusted with putting on the assembly.
Being able to plan this event shows that student council and the teachers trusted me with the opportunity to hold this event and uphold all of the responsibilities that putting on this assembly does for Fort Osage High School.
Blue Hills School Resource Officer Patrick Jenkins has served in the United States Army for 13 years. He feels the assembly is a way to honor those who have served, past and present.
Veterans Day for me is a way to honor those who have come before me, everyone who has put on the uniform before me, sacrifice that they made, whether it was the ultimate sacrifice or just the sacrifice of leaving their family for a year or two at a time.
Sergeant Adam Ballard served in the United States Marine Corps for 8 years. He believes that showing the younger generation the true meaning of Veterans Day is important.
It means the most to me. It means the world being able to come out here and influence the next generation and show them the people that are here supporting and defending the country which they live in.
The assembly also happened to be on the 250th anniversary of the United States Marine Corps. I'm Cannon Lahota, reporting for Tribal Review.
Thanks, Cannon. I'm grateful for everything they do for us.
Me too. I'm really glad we throw this assembly every year.
When we return, we'll take an inside look on the school's cameras and what they actually capture.
The yearly national average for distracted driving deaths is 3,000, with injuries eclipsing 400,000. I think the text can wait, so put down your phone and keep your eyes on the road.
Rudy Bear's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and MMA is located in the heart of Westport at 4030 Broadway Boulevard. Bear's Gym offers a multitude of classes ranging from MMA and wrestling to kids classes starting at 4 years old, where they cultivate the next generation of martial arts. Classes are available Monday through Sunday starting as early as 6 a.m. ending at 8:30 p.m. Your first class is free, so why not come try out here at Rudy Bear's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and MMA. Come train with the black belt himself, Rudy Bears, and come get some jiu-jitsu.
Welcome back, Fort. Tribal Review reporters Emily Winiger and Cannon Lahota focus their lens on the school cameras and find out how they keep the school safe.
Fort Osage has over 100 cameras throughout campus. Jameson Lehan, sophomore, believes they are an invasion of his privacy.
Because they feel like an invasion of privacy because they can just snoop in on conversations between students that they don't want people hearing at any time they want.
It's a common misconception that the school's security cameras can hear audio. Lauren Brandmuller, principal, tells us how they fill in the gaps without audio.
Our videos don't have sound, so like sometimes we only get parts of situations that we can only see, so we don't get full stories. So parents sometimes get upset, but you know, we get what we get, and they do really help us.
You may not know that they are able to see you all the way out in the student parking lot. School Resource Officer Jeff Sargent believes that the cameras help resolve lots of issues that occur in the student parking lot.
We use the cameras in the parking lot, especially the student parking lot, to conduct surveillance. We use it to for investigations such as accidents, theft from vehicles, different reasons such as that. We also use the cameras to monitor anything that's going on during the day.
Although school cameras fill the hallways in the parking lot, they are not inside of classrooms. I'm Emily Winiger reporting for Traveler Review.
Thanks, Emily and Cannon. It's crazy how much they actually capture.
I agree. I didn't know it captured all of that. When we return, we get an inside look on how one Fort Osage student is riding his way to awards. That and more after the break.
Fort Osage's Parent Education Program helps to establish positive partnerships between home, school, and the community, and plays a vital role in supporting families and children from the very beginning towards school readiness. A trained parent educator provides personal visits with families to promote early learning, knowledge, and understanding of important developmental milestones. Periodic screenings increase parents' understanding of their children's developmental progress, as well as inform them of any possible delays. Early intervention for identified concerns help improve school readiness for young children. This program is a free program offered by the Fort Osage School District. Requirements are: families must reside in the Fort Osage School District, and families must be expecting a child or have one or more children under the age of 5. If you or anyone you know are interested, please call 816-650-7490 to enroll today.
Tammy Sue's is a community-based upcycle mercantile shop on 309 South Hudson Street, Buckner, Missouri. This is the perfect community-based place to get all the decor and accessories you could ever want. Tammy Sue's has a wide variety of items for yourself, home, gifts, and others. Tammy Sue's includes soaps, earrings, outside decor, inside decor, flowers, and much more. All these unique items come at an affordable price just for you. Tammy Sue's also offers a variety of make and take classes. Come to Tammy Sue's Upcycle Mercantile, where new meets old. Come shop today.
Welcome back to Tribal Review.
Fort Osage Junior CJ Kirkland is charting his way to success. Travel Review reporter Tegan Shockley saddles up.
When it comes to high school, we think of sports, tests, and hanging out with best friends. But for one Fort Osage student, high school means competing not only in the classroom, but with his family in a dirt arena.
I was born into it. My mom started training horses after college, and I was just kind of born into the show.
CJ Kirkland is a junior at Fort Osage High School and has been showing horses for 14 years, a task that requires traveling to competitions, sometimes across states.
But
showing horses is more than just riding in front of a panel of judges. It's like any high school sport and takes hard work, preparation, and dedication.
when we go to horse shows, this is the trailer we take. We got the tack in the front part. In the mangers, we have water buckets, chairs, and racks for setup. In the back, this is where the horses go. Towards the front of the trailer, this is where we put the hay and all the carts that we might need. And then once you get past that, you close this, and then you would put a horse in right here.
Kirkland competes in American Quarter Horse Association, American Buckskin Registry Association, Palomino Horse Breeders of America, and Pinto Horse Association of America, where he is judged on pure maneuver, how it works, and how the rider and the horse look. He has captured 66 World Champion awards altogether, not including other awards he has received throughout his years. This is a tradition that spans generations, not only with his family, but also with his horses.
So this is my first show horse on the left. This is Princess, and this is her baby, Fiona.
Just like Kirkland, the horses his family raises and shows have to learn the ropes.
She doesn't know much about school. She's just a youngster, so she's getting training.
Kirkland not only has to keep up his performance in the arena, but maintain his focus in the classroom.
It's not as easy as it looks, because in elementary school it was easy because they didn't care if we missed assignments or anything like that. But in high school, you got to do them whether you were there or not. But I figured out how to get it done.
Raising first-place horses is no simple task. It requires strict care and a strict schedule.
First thing, come in, feed the horses breakfast. We got grain and hay. After I feed the horses, we got to come and clean the stalls, give them fresh sawdust, clean out their water buckets, and fill them back up.
Kirkland also chronicles his riding adventures on TikTok, where he interviews fellow riders and showcases the behind-the-scenes of what goes into the competition.
Hey guys, I'm here with Dr. Mike Adney with Sport Horse Chiropractic.
And he's going to teach us how to loosen up our horse's neck. So a fun fact about horses, they actually only have 2 knees. Some people wouldn't expect it, but the back ones are called hocks and only the front ones are knees.
Kirkland plans on going to college to ride horses and work to become a farrier after graduation. I'm Tegan Shockley reporting for Tribal Review.
Thanks, Tegan. I think it's pretty cool to highlight a student sport outside of school.
Yeah, it's cool to see his success. We're Soaring Flying. Save the date as Fort Osage High School presents High School Musical on stage February 5th through 7th. There will be more details to come on how you can get your head into the game as well as a ticket.
Little Shoppers Holiday Shop is taking place on December 14th at Tammy Sue's in Buckner. Bring the little ones to Buckner City Hall to fill out a form to shop for their loved ones. There will be drinks, snacks, and activities in City Hall. A helper will bring them to Tammy Sue's to shop and leave with the label packages to sign up at tammysues.com/classes.
The Fort Osage Care Closet is available to support all students and staff who may need assistance. Our Care Closet provides a variety of items including hygiene products, clothing, school supplies, and cold weather essentials. If you or a family member you know could benefit from these resources, please reach out to your school social worker, principal, or counselor. As always, if you're looking for more news and information about Fort Osage High School, you can always find additional coverage at fohssignal.net.
There you'll find stories about the students and activities of the school, so check it out today.
That's it for today's show. I'm Haley McGee.
I'm Max Simons.
I'm Riley Morris.
Thanks for joining us today. Be sure to tune in next week. We now send it over to Tomahawk Sports as they sit down with the offense coordinator, Jacob Hewitt.
Welcome back to this week's episode of Tomahawk Sports Talk, where we bring you all the news and information about Fort Osage athletics. I'm Brandon Eisen.
I'm Blake Overbeck. And I'm Matthew Soul.
And we have special guest, Fort Osage offensive coordinator and head flag football coach, Coach Hewitt. How are you doing today, Coach?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on. I'm excited to be here to talk to you guys about some football stuff.
So obviously, this past Friday, Fort Osage played Rockhurst for the actually first time in program history these teams have played, and that was a very interesting game. I feel like there was times where the offense clicked, like I believe it was either first or second drive where I feel like everything was going right, but they had to settle for a field goal. What was your kind of thought process there?
Well, we took the ball first because talking to Coach Bolt, we thought maybe we could establish a long drive, which we didn't do. But then the second time we got the ball, we were able to, I think it was like a 12 to 15 play drive. We got the ball all the way down to the red zone, and we didn't score a touchdown, which I think was kind of the Achilles heel in the first half. We got to the red zone twice, didn't come away with a touchdown either time, and Rockhurst was able to score touchdowns when they got into the red zone. And sometimes you put yourself in too much of a hole to get out of, which I think we did. But you're right, we did play good on offense in theory, other than scoring points, which is the most important thing. So it's hard to say that. But, yeah, that second drive of the game, we were moving the ball. A couple things probably could have gone differently in the red zone, but unfortunately they didn't. And tip my hat to Rockhurst because they did play good. They kind of ratcheted it down in the red zone, so credit to them too.
Yeah, especially since Rockhurst kind of had a size that the Indians have not played all season. I feel like that kind of showed because even though they didn't really get to the passer, especially on those quick passing concepts, I believe their coach told them to get their hands up, and it definitely worked on that quick game, and it very much affected it.
Yeah, there were some tall boys in the front. We haven't seen that a whole lot. That's kind of what you see from a traditional Class 6 team. I know they're Class 5 this year, but the size in the trenches definitely is a big difference when you go from Class 6 to Class 5. And Rockhurst is obviously built like a Class 6 team, so that definitely, like big number 88, I think he's committed to KU to be a tight end, but he made some really tough plays. John was telling me how he's like, "Dang, that dude is hard to get the ball around. He's huge."
Yeah, I mean, just looking stats-wise, that's one of the best games the Indians have had in terms of yardage, getting 335 yards against a very good Class 5, but Class 6 basically, where it was it's probably the best the passing attacks looked.
Yeah, we were pretty efficient. Lots of completions. Got the ball to a lot of different guys who were ready to make plays. Actually, a lot of our playmakers on Friday night were some guys that we'll have back next year, so that's kind of exciting to look forward to. We also started in some not so advantageous field positions, so I think that contributed to why we had so many yards. But credit to the guys doing a good job trying to put drives together and give ourselves a chance. We just, like I said, couldn't finish drives, and that kind of cost us.
Yeah, and I mean, 28 passing attempts for John Ross was that's kind of unheard of for Fort Osage.
That's what they say is we don't throw the ball, so I guess we throw it a little bit.
Yeah. And then stats leaders for those games: John Ross, 16 for 28, 195, and 1 touchdown. Rushing wise, Nico Burt, 19 attempts, 71 yards. Trey Smith, 13 attempts, 56 yards. And then big night for Lucas Tucker, receiving wise, 5 receptions, 122 yards. I mean, and a touchdown. I mean, tell me, what does that kind of guy mean to you offensively? A guy that, plays, he's played basically every position besides O-line for the Indians on offense.
Yeah, he's definitely a utility guy for us. Obviously, everybody knows last year he comes in, starts as not true freshman, everybody's a true freshman, but starts as a freshman at Grand Valley, helps us win that game. Basically came in and helped us win that Raytown game last year, and then this year just taking the next step as a quarterback even, and he really pushed John to the brink where we were thinking about, is he a guy we could consider here? John did a good job at quarterback for us. We had to figure out a way to get Lucas on the field. Played him at tight end a little bit, played him at receiver, played him at quarterback still. He's got a lot of skill, got a lot of talent, and the best thing about him is he works hard off the field too. He puts time in the weight room. I know he goes out and does stuff on his own time. It shows, and he's got a great attitude. So he's a fun kid to coach. And again, our job as coaches is to try to figure out who gives us the best chance to win. And he's one of those guys we felt like had to be out on the field, so we had to figure out a way to get him out there.
Of course.
Yeah, Fort Osage's Taysom Hill.
Yeah, that's what I tried to talk to him. We had a personnel package called Saints where that's when he would go to quarterback. So that's basically exactly what we were thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious. You guys start the season, played 10-0 Kearney, and then following that, 2 weeks, 10-0 Platte County. How do you keep, your guys' head in the season? Because, it's a long season.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Coach Bolt was saying, obviously the Oak Park game we'd like to forget about. We should have won that game. It is what it is. But if you combine the records of the other 3 teams we've lost to, it's I think it's 28-2. So, it's hard because record-wise it doesn't look like we had that great of a season, 7-4, same as last year. It leaves a little bit of a sour taste in your mouth, but some of the teams we did play this year definitely are high-quality, high-caliber opponents, and it's a good measuring stick of where we are. I think that's the main thing as a coach is we got to try to preach, hey, this is where we want to get to. I think Kearney went to the semifinals last year. Obviously, Platte County won state last year, so it's a great way to see, all right, where are we as a football team? Where do we need to get to? Hey, we still got a long way to go, but obviously if we would have been able to handle business against Rockhurst, they're playing Platte County this week, so we would have had a chance to kind of see where we've grown. That's all obviously woulda, coulda, shoulda again, but I think the main thing is just stay in the course. You got to trust. You got to be process oriented, which means the results cannot dictate your work ethic. The results cannot dictate, am I going to show up today? Oh, we're only playing this team this week, so I'm going to miss Monday practice because I don't feel good or stuff like that. I think it's just coming back day by day, doing what needs to be done. And I'm going to tell you, I've been fortunate to be on some really good football teams. as a coach. And even when I was in college at Lindenwood, we had my freshman season, Lindenwood went to the national title. No help from me, by the way. I was just a scout team player. But just seeing how people go to work on high-quality football teams, it definitely translates. And you got to get as many kids as you can to buy into that mindset and be willing to go back to work every day. So I think it just gives you something to use as fuel and motivation and kind of see where you are. So, yeah, it's tough, but I answered your question way longer than I probably needed to. But
Well, does playing those good teams kind of like help the team or help like younger guys see like this is how it's done?
It can. Like, I remember Aiden Wilson, our starting center, he started that game. And one thing about Kearney is they've got those two twins that play D-line. Actually, one didn't play against us, but it's like, oh, crap, this is like way different than freshman football or even JV football. Like, it's kind of trial by fire. And Aiden, I think, starting at that point it kind of gives you an idea of like, oh, crap, I got a long way to go. Or even like some people, they figure it out really fast. And I think you can use that as a way to see where you are more than anything.
Definitely.
And I have a question. So, of course, you started out as a as assistant coach at Staley.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, how does it feel this upcoming season that we're playing them?
It'll be exciting. We got it's week 2, so we got to focus on week 1 first. But it'll be fun. It'll be at Staley. I haven't been to a game there since I've coached there. I was there for 9 years, so I've got a lot of people that I know up there. They're good people. Like, it'll be fun to see people, but I definitely want to take care of business as the opponent. I think part of the reason the game's back on the schedule is because I think people on both sides were like, why are we not playing each other anymore? Like, this is – like, Staley's rivalries have kind of gone in waves. Like, it was Kearney first, and then Staley, Fort Osage from about 2014 till about 2020, 2021-ish. That was like the rivalry game up like for Staley, and I would assume for Fort Osage too, after talking to Coach Bolt and getting to know him over the last couple of years even more. Fort Osage was always ready to play, and I'll tell you this, we always were wary about playing Fort Osage when I was at Staley because we knew we were in for a heck of a game, and I think that's going to be the same thing next season, so I hope they're prepared.
Yeah, especially since I've been then looking at the season stats for the Indians. It was a very run-oriented type of season for the Indians, averaging 187 on the ground per game, with standouts including Trey Smith and then Nico Burt resurgence towards the middle of the season. So, can you tell us about the evolution of the offense throughout the season?
Yeah, we kind of base out of a one running back system, but going back to what I was saying earlier, like, our job is to figure out who needs to be on the field, and we got to do a good job of giving ourselves a chance. So I think it was after the Oak Park game, we kind of sat as coaches and wondered, like, how do we get 2 running backs on the field at the same time? So we put some new formations in, and we put some new personnel packages in so we could get Trace and Nico out together. Mari did a great job, too, at times when his number was called this year, and I'm excited about what he's going to bring to the table next year. But Trace, Nico, and Amari, all 3 of them kind of at different times brought some big plays to the offense, and I think getting more running backs on the field, obviously a running back, we're going to run the ball a little bit with those guys, so just kind of revamping the offense a little bit so we can give ourselves more options on both sides of John. We can hand the ball off to the left, hand the ball off to the right, use them for motion. Trace, as a former receiver, we were still able to line him up as a receiver every once in a while. He did a great job at running back this year. Kind of played a little bit more slot towards the end of the season on top of that, so he was definitely somebody we had to figure out some unique ways to get him lined up and get him the ball.
Yeah.
I just want to talk about the 3rd and 52 against Truman. I've never seen that before.
No?
I just thought it was.
You know, what's funny is last season I went to a Mizzou game, and I don't know if you remember, they were playing Boston College, and Luther Burden got like back-to-back 15-yard penalties, and they had like a 3rd and we're second in like 59. So I was like in the back of my mind, like, okay, I've seen this before. What should I do? So we just ran the ball.
Yeah, which is smart. But
well, it's funny because some of the kids, I won't name them, but some of the kids were like, why would we not throw a pass there? Like, why would we not go for it? It's like, guys, like, it's going to be really difficult to gain 52 yards whenever they, like, it is what it is. At that point, you're almost setting up to punt. And I'm pretty sure after we punted, that set up the blocked punt that happened soon after that. So just complimentary footballs, you have to think big picture. And I know it's hard to do because it's like, all right, what's the most important thing right now is to try to get a big play. But because we were able to set up the punt, not turn the ball over, we pin them deep. Mauricio ends up blocking the punt. We score a touchdown that way. So it's like, in a way, like the punt set up the defense being able to play against Truman backed up. And yeah, there's not a lot of play calls on the sheet for 3rd and 52,
No.
so I just figured we'll just try to make it as less catastrophic as possible and set up for the punt.
Yeah.
If you guys have any recommendations, though, for the future, let me know.
Oh, okay. No,
Put me in.
not me.
And then, obviously, you went to high school at Oak Park and then coached at Staley and then Joplin. What kind of enticed you to go to Fort Osage?
That's a good question. So, like I said, I was at Staley, and then I went to Joplin for 3 seasons. We were in a coaching change at Staley. I was at some point, I decided I either have to stay there for probably who knows how long, forever, or go branch out and try something new. And I got in touch with the Joplin coach and ended up down there. And kind of the same thing. We actually had my second son right before we moved to Joplin, and my wife told me we're not having any more kids unless we move back to Kansas City. So obviously Coach Atagi gets the administration job and moves on from coaching, and there's an opening here. So I had known Coach Bolt from coaching against him when I was at Staley, obviously, so got in touch with him and talked to my wife, and just the option to come back to a really good program and to be in Kansas City again was too good of an opportunity to pass up, so I had to. Fortunately, Coach Bolt thought I was good enough to come up here. Hopefully, I haven't disappointed him too much, but that's kind of the main thing, was getting back home. This is home for me. It's a little farther south than what I'm used to, but it's still home, and my parents and my wife's parents are only like 30 minutes north, so just far enough away where they can't be around us all the time, but they can come visit us anytime they want. Yeah.
Are the overall vibes of the football team and all the coaching staff all that any different? Or is that pretty universal from team to team?
Coaching staff, or
just like
in
team?
General?
Yeah, kind of in general.
It's pretty much pretty similar no matter where you go. There's lots of football. There's so many kids involved, so you're going to get a large variety. I would say one thing here I've noticed is I think we have some hardworking kids. I think you have to kind of motivate kids differently, and I think we have some kids who are self-motivated. I think we could get better still, but I think that's one thing I appreciate about some kids here is we've got some hard workers, and it's not because they're being yelled at to work hard. It's because they are choosing to work hard, and I don't know if that has to do with some of these kids. A lot of our kids have to work and stuff, so they've got kind of that mindset of I got to take care of myself and do my job, and I'm just going to show up and get my job done. And I've really enjoyed working with some of those kids.
Talking about the coaching change too, how excited are you to coach the girls flag football team?
I am excited. We just made our first Instagram post yesterday, so we're going to start kind of getting that going now. Obviously, with football being over, I was focused on that, so I can kind of focus a little bit more energy on flag. I don't have a whole lot of details yet. I do have our coaching staff. It's going to be myself, obviously, and then Coach Hicks. Coach Amy, I think, is her new last name, and then Coach Lewis, the assistant girls basketball coach. He'll be helping as well. So it'll be the 3 of us. We're hoping to have pretty good numbers. I'm excited to learn. I'm actually friends with the Staley flag coach, so I've been talking to him about some ideas and trying to learn the rules. And there's a lot I got to learn because it's not exactly the same. But I'm excited about the product we're going to be able to put out there. I think we got some pretty excited girls that want to participate.
Yeah.
I think our numbers will be good based on everything I've been told and kind of gathered talking to the girls. But yeah, I think it'll be just exciting to kind of get that going this year.
Yeah, obviously. And then, like, would you say that coaching that Powder Puff game kind of, like, helped you envision?
Absolutely. I'd never really coached girls other than when I was in Joplin, I helped with middle school track. So that's the only time I've coached girls was middle school track. Not quite the same. It's kind of individualized, so I've never done a team sport with girls. But, yeah, I think just getting my feet wet a little bit with Powder Puff helped, and getting to know some of the girls. I didn't really know some of them, and we got some pretty talented girls, and that was just juniors and seniors, and it wasn't even a big number of them. The biggest concern I have is if any of our games are broadcast on YouTube, if Ison's going to be flaming us if we're not playing very well. He was going in on the seniors at the Powder Puff game.
Yeah, I mean, we had Coach Hinckley on the podcast last week, and he's kind of in the same situation where he's been coaching the boys team for
a long time.
Yeah, like been assistant for like 20 years or something like that.
Yeah.
But now he's coaching the girls team. He's talking about like his first experience didn't really go that well because he didn't know like the differences between coaching a girls team and a boys team. So I feel like that's a very interesting like dynamic switching between that.
That's one I'll have to work on. I try not to yell too much, but sometimes I will have my moments, and I don't know. I guess we'll see if I ever have one during flag. We'll see how the girls react to it. But yeah, and then the thing with Coach Hinckley, like him coaching soccer, girls soccer now, and we got a lot of girls who run track. The goal for flag is to complement those sports, not replace those sports, especially now that it's not technically a MSHSAA sport yet. It's called emerging. So the girls will be able to do, still play soccer, still do track. I think, is there any other girl sports? Maybe swimming's in the spring. I'm not really sure.
We don't have swimming, but
There
other
you go.
schools, yeah, maybe.
I don't even know if it's in the spring or the winter. But so our goal is to practice a couple nights a week towards the evening time, so the girls can kind of go to their practice at track or soccer, and then go home, get something to eat, and then come back up, and it'll be super low key at least starting out, just to kind of get. I got to figure out what's going on first, but. Like, our goal is to just build numbers first, and then I think in a few years, once it becomes an official MSHSAA sport, they'll have to obviously they won't be able to do as much. But I think like you can play two sports at once, so we'll be smart about it. We want to have a good program, so we're going to try to get our best athletes to play flag, and we want to have a lot of girls come out. So all you girls out there listening, make sure you know that you don't have to pick one or the other. You can pick both. Allison Overbeck.
I don't think that's a huge demographic for Tomahawk Sports.
Yeah, I don't know if much girls are listening.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah. Well, maybe we'll get some new viewers for you guys.
Mine and Braden's mom are listening. I guess. Does that count?
I think that's all we have
Yeah.
for today, to be honest.
Yeah, so thank you, Coach Hu, for coming on to the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And so that's it for Tomahawk Sports Talk. Tune in next week. I have no idea. I don't know if we have a guest next week.
What are we going to talk about?
We'll figure something out.
We'll figure something out, but always. I'm Brandon Ison.
I'm Blake Overbeck.
I'm Matthew Soul.
I'm Jacob Hewitt.
We'll see you next time.